It is Tuesday, January 7th. Welcome to the morning from yet another hotel room in Florida. Um, there's new polling out on how history will remember Joe Biden, which I think is really fascinating. Now, I think it's worth noting. We're Joe Biden's presidency isn't even over yet officially until January 20th. So, it's hard to look at polling and say, okay, this is the definitive look on how history will remember Joe Biden. But I do think it is interesting how he's ending his term in terms of public perception. And according to this Gallup polling, it's not particularly good. So let's go through a few of the numbers. The question that Gallup asked is, how do you think each of the following presidents will go down in history? Outstanding, above average, average, below average, or poor? So for Biden, the outstanding and the above average is 19%, 6% outstanding, 13% above average. Below average poor is 54%, with 37% saying poor and 17% saying below average. So 54% saying below average or poor. 19% saying outstanding or above average, which is a negative 35-point rating. The only president out of the 10-ish, and I'll put the chart below so you can see it, out of the 10-ish that Gallup tested, who rates worse than that currently is Richard Nixon, who obviously left office right before he was about to be thrown out of office for Watergate. So for Nixon, it's 12% outstanding or above average, and 54% below average or poor, the same number as Biden, for a negative 42 rating. Where, you ask, is Donald Trump's first term? Well, that's kind of interesting. So 40% say outstanding currently, this is not right after Trump left office, this is currently, 40% say he will be remembered as an outstanding or above average president, compared to 44% who say he will be remembered as below average or poor, minus 4. It's still obviously not a positive rating, but it's pretty good. What's interesting about that is, and this is maybe encouraging for Biden's allies, is that when Gallup did this poll right after Trump's first term, so around this time in 2021, Trump had a negative 32 rating. He has a negative 4 rating now. So Trump's first term and Trump's presidency in general is being rated as significantly better 4 years on than it was right afterwards. So, just to throw that out. Again, is this a definitive rating of how people will remember Joe Biden's presidency? No. Presidents tend to get a little bit better remembered, more positively remembered as time passes and they're not in office anymore. Remember the good things we liked about him and less the bad things we didn't like about him. So I think Biden's number will probably improve, but it does show that even among Democrats, by the way, and I thought this was really interesting, even among Democrats, Joe Biden is not particularly seen as a great president right now. This is among Democrats in the same poll. 44% said he was outstanding or above average. 16% said he was below average or poor, but 38% said he was just average. So basically the same number of people thought he was average as thought he was outstanding or above average, which is not great for him. So I think that's just worth putting in the historical mixer. We'll see where it winds up, but where he starts post-presidency is in a worse place than any president other than Richard Milhouse Nixon, which is not terribly encouraging. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day. Hopefully today will be the day I make it back home, and I will be back in my familiar environs tomorrow. All right, be well.